And the onslaught just doesn't stop there. Another very offensive-minded player here, of course, with a signature Nina. Would say maybe the Nina of the Philippines as well. Mawts has definitely displayed his mastery and the completion of Nina. He does have an Ana pick, but we've only ever seen that very shiny and very rare Ana once.
And just to recall, in the previous day, he brought out the big guy, Ganryu. And just to highlight his original sub before was Ganryu. So he was one of the players that was super happy when Ganryu was announced for Season 3. So here they are. The game record is 2-4 between Mawts and Jules.
And Jules, knowing this matchup as well, the thing about Mawts is that he's very adamant on sticking with his Nina, but now since the Ganryu pick is available, we could see a lot of mix-ups, so Jules might have a bit of a game in his hands as well.
That's true. And just to highlight what Mawts said in an interview, he did notice a change in play style of moves of the players he's faced so far. So you can also say that Mawts is slowly adjusting to how he's gonna take his Nina to this tournament as well as his Ganryu, because those are two different characters.
Definitely, and Ganryu has very oppressive frames. Normally you wouldn't see him a lot as a first pick, but he's definitely been a very popular anchor all across the Tekken scene here, and for good reason. A lot of plus frames, very sticky character as well. And another thing, throwing that into the mix as well just adds a bit of an unpredictability to Mawts. Maybe he's gonna stick with Anita, maybe he's gonna throw out the Ganryu immediately.
Having that extra pick in his card or in his arsenal does add a layer of stress to the opponent, because you're not sure what to prepare for. And two very different characters. They're both very sticky though, but you have to prepare differently, as well as you have to prepare for Mawts and how he's going to approach the matchup.
Yeah, and since Eliza isn't here to divide our sides, I'm just going to do it myself. Who are you going to pick this time around?
You know what? I have to say that Jules seems to be all warmed up with his Jin and his Bob going up against Dojin, so I think the momentum here is on Jules' side.
Little lore in the world, I was also a Nina player, so I will stick with Mawts in this one, just to throw a curveball out of there. But yeah, the fact that Jules is quite warmed up, it's going to be definitely something that Mawts has to look out for, especially with a heavy execution character like Nina. Has to be very careful.
Yeah, again, he said in that interview, well, he gathered so much experience from day 1 and 2, and him and Maru are refining their game plan. As he said, the war isn't over until it's over, so they're going to keep fighting until the very end.
Speaking of refinement, we've seen so much growth from these players. There was a big gap between the seasons, but as soon as we saw them play, just from the first episode alone, we just saw so much growth, so much change, and I would say a lot more discipline just across the board.
This is going to be a pretty good match, to be honest, because are they going to go with their mains? Are they going to go with, or as you said, are we going to see some growth, and are we going to see Mawts go with his Ganryu and Jules go with a different character? Who knows? We know them for specific characters, but they can also bring out the curveball picks and the unpredictable picks just to show everyone that they've been leveling up behind the scenes, and now they're here to just showcase it to everyone.
It would be interesting to see Jules pick the Marduk. It'd be a big boy versus big boy matchup, and big damage versus big damage. That's always something that's super exciting, because the life lead is non-existent when it comes to characters like this.
That's true. Again, if we see that match, ladies and gentlemen, do not blink, because the tides could change just like that, and I'm really excited to see who these players have locked in.
Are we gonna see a curveball, or are we gonna see the Ganryu?
One slight curveball, but Jules going with his character. As mentioned, maybe he is all warmed up with his Jin.
Definitely is the case, and we are going to move on to the smallest stage of the game. So this is definitely going to affect the wall carry. I would say it's a bit in the favor of Jin, because Jin has excellent conversion tools. Ganryu not a slouch either, but yeah, slight edge to Jin.
Yeah, we'll see if Mawts can be able to control the pace to take those wall carry options away from Jules.
One thing that Jules has to look out for, though, is the safe Ganryu wall bounce death fist. Having been an absolute menace, and with a small stage like this, it could definitely be a viable choice.
Electric thrown out, nice stature kick. Now Mawts trying to calculate his way, pushing Jin towards the wall. And one of the best lows was blocked, and Jules was ready for that punish.
Literally pushing Jin to the wall here with his very ginormous palms here, but that standing 4 is going to connect, giving Jules a little bit of room to work with, but Mawts being very patient, just backing off. Ooh, but the down jab though.
Yeah, I think Jules has to adjust to this because he was so used to the offense of Dojin, and now Mawts actually giving him some room to breathe for him to be able to punish him. And now Jules is blinking red, and Mawts secures that first round.
And once again, Ganryu, a very, very sticky character. As soon as you see him just go into Jules, it's just so hard to get rid of him. Jules on a more patient pace now, both characters being very, very mindful of what they're throwing out.
Yes, because they want to make it count, they want to convert to huge damage, and now Mawts, again, introducing him to the side of the stage, the right side. And Jules being able to showcase his movement. Shifting the tides, most probably.
Yeah, 34 seconds left on the clock here. Jules once again in rage. That's going to be a lot of damage, but the big hug does not finish it. Jules still on a stick of health. He lands it. Big clutch rage drive by Jules.
Wow, just like that. When Mawts was getting things going, Jules was able to pull a hat trick and be able to score that second round. And now Jules, carrying that momentum, gets the first hell sweep of the match. Electrics to splat him on the wall. He does not want to give away this environmental advantage.
And it does look like Mawts is in for trouble here as Jules is just making him good friends with the wall. Finally slithers out punch.
And now, wow, just punishes him on his way out. Nice block. Jules again, you know he's very methodical. He knows he has the life lead. He wants to fish for something not too scary and wants Mawts to make all the mistakes.
Definitely, and we can see that in his game plan. He's definitely fishing for more counter hits here, but that's going to be quite a bit of plus frames getting gathered by Mawts here, but the down 4 will finish it off, getting a round advantage on the side of Jules.
As you said before, the discipline is being put on display. Mawts really doesn't have that much life to work with, so it really had to gamble something. Nice cans for the splat, and Mawts back in the offense. Slowly making me eat my words, Jules back at it.
It's only been 15 seconds, but look at the amount of health Mawts has already lost. He still has the comeback potential here with Ganryu's monster damage, but that down 4 will seal the deal and take the first set for Jules.
Jules going on a tear, making sure that he secures some points for Team Omega. Excellent stuff on the side of Jules. You saw that he was able to adjust accordingly to the matchup. His movement was on point, and his comeback factor is still something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, that's definitely been the recurring theme for Jules today. His movement has been very crisp. We saw a lot of the side steps using to lock down Mawts and maybe bait out a homing move to just try and steal his turn back. Mawts, on the other hand, also a very impressive Ganryu, a very impressive showing. When he did get in on Jules, he did maximize every opportunity he got, but Jules just got the better of him in that set, and we're still gonna have a interesting set moving forward.
What's the probability of Mawts going to Nina now?
I think the stock of him going to Nina is a little bit higher now, but seeing how Jules has been super disciplined with his minus frames, and Jules just being, well, you know, Jules doing the Jules things where he's just being very patient, running down the clock. Although there is a new layer to his offense, we've seen him fish for a lot more counter hits, so maybe Mawts is gonna stick with that Ganryu.
Only time will tell. Maybe shifting the stage, still sticking with a Ganryu, but now going to Abandoned Temple. From a small stage to arguably a really big stage with kind of finicky walls, if you would. I always had a hard time like judging if the corner was there or not.
Yeah, and the way the walls are angled on this stage is definitely problematic for some of the combos, but it still does have enough space in the center to land to a good neutral duel.
Very true. So Mawts sticking with a Ganryu, wanting to, level him up with some XP going up against Jules. How is he going to adjust to this very disciplined Jin?
And time will tell, and time starts ticking now as Mawts is actually going on the offensive here. Big low landing on Jules.
Nice belly flop there, and now Jules with the Demon Paw tried to catch him while he's on the ground. Mawts again just sweeping away at the ankles. And now life deficit is with Jules, ever so slightly, but that could change just like with the snap of a finger.
And the snap of a finger, indeed, huge counter hit landing on the head of Jules, pushing him to the wall and into the hands of death as Mawts takes the first round to himself.
And you saw how far the wall was, so they have to adjust to that because Sook was such a small stage. Like 2 combos in, you're already near the wall. And now here Mawts is being introduced to the corner of the stage. Jules wanting to keep him there, give him a little room to move around, but still wants to dart back and forth. Mawts getting the head, but Power Crush follow-up. 20 seconds have passed, Raph.
Yes, and these pokes are just coming in. I love how these players are just being super patient, but that still has gone unnoticed by Jules. These big lows have been connecting, and those legs look like they're about to give up, but the magic God kick there landing, but no conversion.
Look at that. Finds the axe kick and burns the blue stuff for him to secure that second round. Okay, Jules on the board.
I like how Jules like, no conversion? It don't matter though! I got the axe kick. I got that
part of the
big
plan.
hit. Yep,
That's very true. Nice demon pop, pushes Mawts again in the corner. Oh, goes for that tsunami kick. Now tries to wake up, but wow, gets him on wake up, and look at that, splats him against the wall, gets a lot of damage, and the parry, one of the tools that Jin has as well in his arsenal. Mawts is bleeding red, and now Jules, with barely a scratch on him in this third round, gets the 7 golden letters, Raph.
Oh my goodness, the drip on Jules right now. He is super stylish and super composed as of the moment. And this is one thing that you should take note about. Don't get hit by that big standing 4. Jules with the conversion again, getting the maximum amount of wall carry and damage onto Mawts.
And now Mawts in a huge life deficit. Jules trying to just pick him apart on the stand-up, but then Mawts as well, introducing some lows into the mix. Mawts almost in range of rage. Jules now has to be very careful if he wants to end this round.
The God kick is getting thrown out just to keep Mawts at bay. Mawts has no rage available here, but this is reduced to 2 or 3 mix-ups on the side of Jules. But Jules with a beautiful whip punish, the 1-2 to end the round and the set. That's a big 2-0 for Jules, a big W for him as well.